We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. wants to hasten the printing of the digital version of the Philippine Identification System, or the National ID. The President ordered the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, to print out as much as it can, noting the volume of the data is less than what is expected. PSA Undersecretary Dennis Mapa said the agency is now in touch with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to further expedite and boost the production volume. The PSA earlier pointed to the influx of registrants in the PhilSys for the delay in the printing of national ID cards, but assures they are working to eliminate their backlog of about 50 million physical cards by the first quarter of 2023. The proposed Maharlika Investment Fund is seen to contribute to the nation-building goal of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. GSIS President and General Manager Arnulfo Veloso said that he sees the Maharlika Investment Fund as a long-term investment. Last week, the House Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries approved and adopted the amendments for the proposed Maharlika Investment Fund, authored by House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Under House Bill 6398, the government would create a 250 billion pesos Maharlika Wealth Fund to be provided by government financial institutions. Specifically, GSIS will contribute the highest share at 125 billion pesos, Social Security System and the Land Bank of the Philippines at 50 billion pesos each, and 25 billion pesos each from Development Bank of the Philippines and the Bureau of Treasury. Former President and House Senior Deputy Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo defended the House measure, saying sovereign wealth funds are not new. She cited Singapore's Temasek holdings that have been in existence since 1974, as well as the Government of Singapore Investment Corporation that is in operation since 1981. But for Senator Amy Marcos, investing the fund may not be a good idea considering the current economic status of the country and the looming global recession. She also raised concerns about how the government would manage its finances when the country is faced with heavy foreign and local debt. She instead suggests investing the fund to the agriculture and energy sectors. The Department of Tourism moves to boost tourism cooperation with Saudi Arabia to woo more tourists from the kingdom. Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco met with key industry players in Saudi Arabia, including Vice Minister of Tourism Princess Haifa Al Saud, on the sidelines of the 22nd World Travel and Tourism Council in Riyadh last week. The two officials discussed opportunities and potential areas of cooperation to advance both countries' tourism sectors. Among the topics were the training of Arabic-speaking tour guides, developing the halal and pilgrimage tourism portfolios, increasing direct flights, and creating an investor directory. Frasco said the DOT recognizes the potential for growth as they expand halal tourism in the Philippines. Frasco also said Manila is willing to partner in terms of capability building and tourism education, citing the Filipino brand of service excellence. To date, Saudi Arabia ranks 23rd in tourist arrivals with 9,424 arrivals since the Philippines reopened in February 2022. The Commission on Elections reminds the public that the Register Anywhere project, which is set to be pilot tested next week, is only limited to registration for new voters and the transfer of registration. The Commission on Banks said new applications are the ones to be accepted in the RAP booths to be initially located at 5 malls in Metro Manila. Under the RAP project, qualified applicants may register by submitting their application form, documentary requirements, and have their biometrics taken on site. Submitted documents and captured biometrics data will be endorsed and transmitted to the Office of the Election Officer of the local government unit, where the applicant originally lives. The pilot test of RAP will be held every Saturday and Sunday from December 17, 2022 to January 22, 2023. There will be no registration on December 24, 25, and 31, 2022 and January 1, 2023. And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and on Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change. Good afternoon to all.